Welcome to Bug Jam 23, where people do the craziest things with Volkswagens. That's coming out of your wages. We've an action-packed show coming up for the 23rd Bug Jam, with highlights from the Run What You Brung and round 5 of the VW DRC on track, as well as all the action off it. We chat to some of the top names in the VW scene and comedy legend, Junior Simpson. Bug Jam is the original and best VW show, and one that gets bigger and better every year, without losing its original vibe. Now 23 years young, it's a great weekend for VWs and party people everywhere. "16 times Guinness World Record holding stunt driver Terry Grant. He doesn't just do his own stunts, he does his own carpentry."
I do mine. I'm in training. You've seen the Rocky films, haven't you? And he
Yeah.
beat up the meat. This is the way I train. I chop wood. I'm chopping up wood because the ramp's broken, so I'm doing a little bit of maintenance. Unfortunately, I normally have a pit crew, and I gave them all the weekend off because I thought I'd be fine here, and I'm chopping wood and mending ramps.
You have a big heart.
I do, yeah.
This gentleman is Rob Williams, the best monster truck driver to come out of Wales in the last 20 years. In fact, the only monster truck driver to come out of Wales in the last 20 years. Rob, you're about to do something quite technical. What are you doing?
Gonna have a pint.
Can I come with you?
We're going to take the little wheels off, the transport wheels. These little wheels to get in there with the lorry, really. And we're going to put the big ones on then.
They are
And
quite big.
They are rather large, yeah. And she'll be ready to do some action later.
Mission Impossible at Bug Jam this year is the resurrection of an old VW bus that was found lying in the desert for 20 years. The team have just 2 days to make it into a peach. I'm not convinced. Paul Medhurst, legendary bus builder. Paul, you've basically got a couple of days to do what I guess normally takes you 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty serious build. Basically starting with a van that we've dragged out of the Death Valley Desert in California, and lovely faded sunburnt paint, which is a big asset when you're building a Ratlock van. You can't fake that. This is kind of the one area of the van that we want to keep. Everything else is going to be ripped off. Going to put new suspension on it, new wheels, full interior. The interior will be like a plush private jet.
Nice.
Yeah, brand new engine.
And do you think you'll get it up the strip before the end of the show?
I'd hope so, yeah. If it doesn't leak too much oil, we'll take it down the strip.
This immense task takes immense talent, but as the budget wouldn't stretch to that, let's see who we have instead.
This is our fake German from Coxhaven in Germany. This is Chris. He's personal organiser for Beaker. Beaker's on the stand selling merchandise. I'm working on the van, probably brakes and suspension. Ed's doing brakes. These are the interior guys. Simon and Andy from Interior Motive. And last but very not least, Matt Balls. He's the project manager. He's the chop king. He's going to be doing all the serious chops, the welding.
In order to get started, the bus needs clearing out. Currently looking more like a teenager's bedroom than a show winner, there's an awful lot to do. Well, our poor old bus doesn't look much now, but join us later in the show when it'll look very different. Earlier in the year, we ran an online competition to find a co-presenter for Bug Jam, basically because the producers realised that I wasn't that good. Now, this young man, Freddie Lynch, won.
Hello.
Freddie, welcome to the team. Now, Freddie, tell us a bit about yourself. How did you get the competition win?
Well, it all started off, I was browsing on an internet forum when I heard about the competition. I'm doing a performing arts degree, so I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity to have a go, and here I am. So.
Now, Freddie, you do have some Volkswagen credentials, you're not just here as a hanger-on, are you?
I do, yes. Well, I've owned a couple of camper vans, and I came here today in a stupidly low Beetle. bit worried about if I'd make it or not, but I'm here in one piece. And
Good man.
So
Now, Freddie, this is your first assignment.
this is.
We're going to drop you straight in at the deep end with none other than 16 times Guinness World Record holding stunt driver Terry Grant. Terry, in you come. Now, Terry, this is Freddie.
Hi,
He's our new
Freddie.
signing.
Hi, Terry.
Welcome, mate. Welcome.
Thank you.
Freddie, your first assignment as my co-presenter is to interview Terry Grant
Okay, Terry Grant.
whilst he's driving.
Whilst he's driving.
Gentlemen, it's over to you.
Thank you.
You ready?
No.
Come on, you'll be fine. I've got a speech impediment, by the way.
Have you had your lunch yet?
Well, yeah, I had a couple of chips, so I hope they don't come back up.
Okay, well, try another one. So we can do it quite close to things.
Yeah, you see
not
that?
gonna
That's
damage anything.
quite impressive, actually.
Okay, J-turns, you want to try?
Well, let's try J-turn, shall we? Is it just a
Do you
J-turn?
know what J-turn is?
I don't know.
Okay, how about?
A turn in the shape of a J, I'm guessing.
Exactly that, right, ready?
Here we go, and J. Woo. That was a J-turn.
That's a J-turn.
That was a J-turn.
So you've done your very, very, very first J-turn. It was
There
a
we
little
go.
bit tight.
I think I gripped the seat quite a bit. I like ripped it.
That's all right, you're allowed to grip it, that's fine.
It's alright. I won't worry about the hair too much.
No, you're absolutely fine. Right, now what we'll do, we just need a little bit more length in the arena. I'll
right.
try and combine a handbrake turn straight into a J-turn.
Straight into a J-turn, this is going to be dangerous.
It should be fine. We've done both. We've warmed it up. The handbrake's
Halfway.
working fine, so
Well, that's always good.
should be alright.
So,
Oh, put that bloody ramping away.
oh, hell.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you we was going to do a bit of two-wheeling as well. Did you swear then, Freddie?
No, I don't swear.
Oh, we nearly tipped over then, actually. Should never do this in the wet, and we're about to drive through a puddle.
Oh, nicely done, Terry. Nicely done. Freddie.
I told you that was not 4 or 5.
Did you enjoy it?
It was wonderful.
Brilliant. Well done, mate.
I tell you what, you're a talented man.
Meanwhile, back at the wrap build, and the guys are really cracking on. But before they can fit any new parts, all the old gear has to come off. Right, we're back with a surprisingly relaxed looking Paul Medhurst. Paul, it's looking a bit hectic on the bus build, but how are you getting on so far?
Yeah, pretty good. The all the wheel arch tubs are done, so we can now get the wheels right up into the arches, so we can get it really low. We've lifted the steering box up by 3 inches because that's one of the lowest points on these buses, so that will never hit the road now. The interior is starting to go in very slowly. We're a bit reluctant to put all of the interior in until we get the vehicle on its wheels. Obviously, we don't want the bus to topple onto someone that's working underneath. Health and safety and all of
That's
that.
what it's all about, mate. Simon, you're one of the many craftsmen on this build, making these beautiful interior panels. What's happening now?
I'm just dry fitting at the moment while it's still doing all the dirty work, and then later on this afternoon we'll be fitting properly when we've got a bit of clean working space and we can't get everything covered in dirt basically.
Okay, mate, we'll watch you at work.
Alright, no worries, cheers.
And we'll be back with Simon and the lads a little later in the show to see their progress. Forgotten to charge your iPod? Such matters are no problem for this man, Fozzy, a man with 1,000 beats at his disposal, all of them homemade. Like what you've seen so far, join us for more of the same after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bug Jam.
Still to come on the show, we catch up with the guys from the VW DRC. We see more from those busy chaps working on the rat build. We have some track action from the Run What You Brungers, and we take a sneaky peek into the comedy tent.
Now we're catching up with a few legends today, and this one I think it's fair to say steps up to that title. Brian Burrows, I think it's fair to say, mate, you've been a big part of the scene for a very long time. You've helped to shape these new wave style of events back in the day. So how do you think the scene's developing, and how's it changed from when you first started out?
It's changed a lot. Originally we were just happy to be there with cars, and now obviously things have grown, and you've got the bands, and you've got, you know, all the other stuff, all the ancillary stuff. It is a way of life. It isn't just about, I mean, I love racing, I love the bands, I love the music, but I love just meeting up with old friends that you see from year to year and stuff like that.
And you've got this magnificent oval. Can you tell us a bit about it? You're racing today?
Yes, I am.
You obviously run it a few times here before.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Best I've had out is a 1220. But it's full. It's got a full, you know, interior. It's a 2276 on 48 IDA carbs. Just makes a ton of power. The heads have been really heavily worked, and you know, to run 12s, I mean, that's Ferrari easy, that, you know.
I mean, this is a car with a bit of history. How did you acquire the car?
It was a Rencafa Cup car in America. The Rencafa Cup is a show and go series. You score points for how quick you go. You also score points for how pretty the car is, you know, concourse conditions. So it was the 2005 champion, and Joe Maestas won it over there. And literally the day the championship finished, I bought it and put it in a container and shipped it straight to England because I just love the car, you know.
We're here to talk about speed, and I'm with one of the fastest guys, the VW DRC, Russ Fellows. Russ, it's a beautiful looking machine. Can you tell us a bit about it and what you've done?
It's a 3-litre Porter bottom half of the engine with Autocraft heads that have had water pumped round just to help with the road driving, and it's turboed and fuel injected with a huge charge cooler on it. So.
And what have you run in this amazing car?
952 to date. That was on pump gas. Hopefully a bit quicker on race fuel today.
And this is a street legal car, isn't it?
Fully street legal. I'm driving. Done 200 miles this week on the road in it, so it's driving quite well.
This is Helen. Now, Helen, you're doing it for the ladies. You're out there racing, being competitive.
I am.
Not many girls in Volkswagen drag racing.
There isn't.
So how did you get into it?
I got into it because a friend of mine had started drag racing, wanted to recruit some crew. So I get into the pushing down the fire up lane, and then I decided I wanted to do it myself. I bought a Beetle for £500, started doing it up, wanted to do most of it myself as much as I could. All my friends said, I'm never going to do it. You're too girly, you'll never get your hands dirty, but I did. Over the last 18 months, I've learnt more about cars than ever. Started racing last year, and I've just gradually got better and better, and the car's getting slightly quicker and quicker, but yeah, I'm addicted now.
Now, Andy, this is a pretty special Mark 1 Golf. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Basically, it's a Mark 1, obviously a Mark 1 Golf. It's got four-wheel drive, running gear off like an Audi TT S3. Turbocharged 1.8 Golf engine, round about 650, 700 horsepower at the moment.
That's a lot of horsepower. Can you give us some statistics in terms of what you might run on the drag strip today?
We should be round about 10.1s hopefully today.
Which is quicker than pretty much everything you can buy off the shelf, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Back at the rat bill, the team are still hard at work, welding up holes in some places, but making them in others. What's that all about?
We've added extra chassis to give it a lot more strength. This porthole's been put in. Normally, on a standard ride height van, all of the steering tie rods come at sort of this sort of height. But on this bus, as if everything's so much lower, we've made these portholes for all of the steering rods and stuff to come through. We've lifted the front axle by 2 inches, which will give not only lower the vehicle, but give it more ground clearance as well.
Meanwhile, Ed's been rather busy at the back, fettling the rear suspension.
Explain what you're doing.
Well, I've just removed the rear brakes. I'm now about to take the rear spring plates off. I'm just undoing the 4 bolts which hold the outer plate on.
And what will go on in its place?
An adjustable spring plate, which will be able to move up and down, so you can lower the car, higher the car, depending on how you want it to sit.
Fantastic. And how low are we going to go, mate?
As low as we can go.
Fantastic. Thanks, Paul. Mate, looking particularly busy here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Just come out of the toilet.
That's more information than we needed, to be honest.
No,
With regard to the bus build?
checking out the beam that's just been painted, just making sure that the adjusters are all in the right place.
Super, and that's a lot narrower than a normal bus beam, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot narrower. This is being mounted on the inside of the chassis rails rather than the outside, and we bring the wheels right in so you can go further down and still be able to turn.
Cool.
That's what all the narrowed beams all about. Further in, the further down you can go.
One of the reasons Bug Jam is so popular is, unlike a lot of car shows where you park up and there's nothing to do, here you get to take your car on the strip for just a few quid each day. You can run as many times as you want against all manner of eclectic machinery. We've got a Porsche here versus a Polo, and it is really the best way to test between your mates who's got the quickest car. So this is Nick. Now Nick, you're involved with the Jagerbug car.
Yes.
Which I think has been quite a labour of love, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. We built it in over the winter of 2007-2008. Debuted it here at Big Bang in 2008, and we've run it ever since. And we've built a new engine which has gone in just for Bug Jam.
So what's the ultimate aim? If you could get a dream ticket time this weekend, what would it be?
If we could get, we're hoping to get into the 13s, so low 13s would be even better. So,
mate, well, good luck with that, and I'm loving the orange sideboard.
Thank you very much.
That is attention.
I forgot about those.
This clever man is Simon. Now, Simon, this is obviously an air-cooled Volkswagen event. You have got the good taste to run a split-screen bus, but you're not running air-cooled power, are you?
No, it's a little bit better than that.
Explain it to us.
It's an 8-litre Dodge Viper V10.
And how did you get that?
I bought a crashed car in the States.
Yeah.
And shipped it back and just used it as a donor.
So what kind of power is that putting out?
Off the shelf, they're 460, but I've done a few little tweaks on it, intake, exhaust system, so probably around 480, 490 perhaps.
Now that's epic. Now how do you get the traction down? Because there's not a lot of weight at the back here, is there? I know you've got mid-engine, but...
I don't know yet, I've not been on the track.
Oh really, this is the first time you're running?
First time I've run it.
So if you're going to guesstimate, what do you think she might run?
I'd like to say probably 13 or 14 seconds to start with.
That's pretty respectable for a
But I'm green to this, so...
We'll take you steady, just remember, just a little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time, yeah, no, it don't work.
Back at the wrap build, things are getting decidedly manly with an outbreak of power tools as the suspension gets swapped over.
We put new brakes on it, new brake shoes, new brake cylinders. The old ones we took off, I mean this is the stuff we're taking off, it's kind of 40 years old, so definitely needs new mechanical brake parts. We put these on, which are adjustable spring plates, which allow us to fine-tune the ride height. Once we drop the vehicle down on the ground later on, it might not sit quite right, it might sit lower on the left than it does on the right, but these will allow us to absolutely fine-tune the suspension to get the stance absolutely right. Next job is engine and gearbox in. Matt's just finishing off on the front, reinforcing all the modifications we've done. So yeah, starting to get pretty excited.
Now, if you really want to cover the quarter mile quickly, then Firestorm, one of the pod's regular Jet Funny cars, should do the trick. At a shade over 6 seconds, it's no slouch.
Just let the heat build up in the turbine. Then you've got a free race director. The next round. Can you stay there and keep firing that check? Because it's brought some incredible heat up here, though. That's quite nice, look. Probably one of the most expensive fans you can ever get, but he's doing rather well. I just wanted everything down there.
So we've met some of the runners and riders, so let's see how the gang get on in the VW DRC. It's Nick up first with a Jaeger bug. He's got the new engine. Will he take it steady or will he put his foot down? Pretty reasonable run, 15.04. Not bad for straight out the box. And here's Simon with the absolutely bonkers split screen van. 500 horsepower, getting that down is not going to be easy, even on a dry day like this. Wheel spinning all the way into second gear. And crossing the line at 14.13. There's a lot more to come out of that car. Nice quick start for the man in green. And a very respectable 11.83. As you can see, there's all sorts of runs at Santa Pod. And it's not unusual to see a buggy battling with a Beetle. And even the water cools are allowed to come out and play, with this hot Scirocco putting in a pretty good burnout. And if you're feeling that, join us after the break when we've got more of the same, only better. Welcome back to Bug Jam. Sit up a bit. Still to come, we have a chat with comedy legend Junior Simpson. Freddie and I take a look at the mountain of stuff you can buy at Bug Jam, and we catch up with those ever hectic Rat Bill guys. It's not just about funny cars at Bug Jam, there's a few funny people there as well, thanks to the comedy tent.
Well, we've been coming to Bug Jam now for 13 years. With Bound and Gag Comedy been presenting what we feel is cutting-edge comedy here throughout the years. And so many of the stars that the smaller people at that time have now grown up with us. People like Craig Charles has performed here, Ross Noble, Ardlo Hanlon, Rod Gilbert from Mock the Week, Rhys Darby from Flight of the Conchords, Mark Thomas and Stephen K. Amos, and so many more people that you see on Live at the Apollo. They've all started here at Bug Jam. I think the thing what we love about Bug Jam as a company coming here is that the audience are very discerning. And if they like you, they're going to let you know. But of course, if they don't like you, they're going to let you know that as well. What we want to do is try and develop the comedy more into the event. It started off coming here where we used to just do a Saturday show for 4 hours, but that now moved into a Saturday and a Sunday. And then this year, for the first time, we went back to a Friday. And what's happening is we're packing the tent out more and more each year. It's always full, and people just seem to love it here.
I'm with one of my comedy heroes, Junior Simpson.
Thank you.
You've just brought the house down. They absolutely loved you.
It was okay. I got through it. I don't know about loved me. I got through it.
There's a lot of laughing, but these festival crowds, are they quite a lot different to your normal comedy crowd?
Yeah. Because people come to festivals and they come for the main events, especially like Bug Jam. They're here for the cars. They're here to fight for the bands and stuff. They're not really here to hear some guy, chat rubbish for half an hour or so. But I'm glad I got through it.
Yeah, I think they were glad you got here.
Yeah,
as well,
it wasn't a good afternoon to record a live album. Let's put it that way. Well, I got through it.
It's a car program. We can't go on without asking you something about your cars.
Yo,
what are you driving?
It's a Rover 75.
Hey mate, it gets you to the gigs.
Just about. If I'm prepared to push the last 5 miles of the way, then do you know the best car I had? This is going to sound really stupid. I had a Nissan Primera diesel car.
A good taxi.
Very good taxi. It was a workhorse, and I had 160,000 miles on the clock until it just says sorry.
That was it.
Exactly. It died on me completely. But if I can get another decent one of those, I'll be happy.
Oh,
people talk about Mercs, I talk about BMs, I talk about Lexuses and all that kind of stuff. Give me a Nissan Primera any day of the week and I'll be happy. But a decent one. I don't want no rubbish, right? I want a good one.
Well, chances are, if you have turned up to Bug Jam without a Volkswagen, if you want to, you could leave with one. The for sale area's got pretty much every kind of Volkswagen you can imagine, at prices from the sublime to the ridiculous. Yep, whatever the budget, there's going to be one for you. 700 quid?
What about 1,500?
2 grand?
2,500?
4.5 grand?
£5,000?
9 grand. Basically, whatever style or size of wallet you've got, something here for you.
Another thing you can do at Bug Jam is have a little look around the Auto Jumbo. Whether you want a new door for your Beetle or a vintage cool box, it's all here.
And back at the Rat build, the brakes are finally looking like they might actually stop the thing. And there's even a brand new engine and gearbox going in. There's a bit of work to do first, but the question on everybody's mind is, can the boys get it to fire first time?
Okay, so we're now going to go over to Paul, the main man, and see how this ratty ride's getting on. So, Paul, how's the bus coming on?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much on schedule. Only problem is we've run out of it. Well, we've realised as the build's progressing, we've realised we've haven't got a few quite important parts. So
oh dear.
I'm going to wander off up into the swap meet area and see if I can do a few deals. So
okay.
Follow me over. We'll see what we can
no
do.
problem. Let's go.
Did you get a phone call with what we need?
I believe we did, yes.
Is it all prepared or?
What's this all prepared for? Megabyte?
Excellent stuff, because I've lost my list.
Oh, down bag of goodies.
There we go.
There's some more behind you as well.
Okay, superb. Thank you very much.
Various bits of cable in there.
Lovely job.
Starter. Tailgate lock.
Yeah.
Engine lid lock underneath there.
Okay. Sliding door lock.
Yeah, sliding door lock. In there, there's all sorts of weird bits and pieces. I can't remember what the bloody hell we had in there, to be honest.
There we go.
Right, we can go and build a van
now. We can finish it.
Bug Jam's all about celebrating air-cooled, but anything cool on four-wheel goes, and there is an amazing selection of lowriders. Some of them are quite mad. And now with the man, the legend, part-time DJ, full-time party person and editor of Volkswagen magazine, the Camper Bus, Ivan McCutcheon. Ivan, you have been to every single Bug Jam.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Since the very first one in 87, I think. It was a one-day show, tiny one-day show, 2,000 people. And now it's mayhem, isn't it? 25,000 or something, are they here?
I think 33,000.
Is it 33?
They have packed the gate. So in that time, how have things changed? How have the cars changed? How has the scene changed? You've seen it all.
Well, I mean, there's a lot more camper vans now. A lot of people bring vans up rather than Beetles, but there's still a lot of Beetles, and we've got some good drag racing here this weekend with the Outlaw, Flat 4 and the VW DRC. Monster trucks and loads of side shows here, so it's just the biggest show there is, isn't it? The best show there is. Love it. One of the best things is the work the guys on the Type 2 detectives are doing with this van that they're lowering at the show. That's great, and that's a big draw. A lot of people looking at that down there, so yeah, really good, really good.
Speaking of which, we better see how the boys are getting on.
Yeah! Excellent stuff. Woo! Got it! Woo! Lad, you having a well-earned beer and a bit of Mexican for your trouble?
Yeah.
How's the day gone for you?
Yeah, it's been good so far. I'm looking forward to tomorrow so we can really crack on and get the interior in, and then, yeah, I'll be smiling once it's in, so it's been good.
I suppose these things are a lot of preparation which people don't see or appreciate.
Oh,
and
definitely, yeah, there's loads of prep work before and there's loads of work gone into before now.
Well guys, it has been a brilliant day. The sun has been out for all of it, which means I've got a bit of a t-shirt tan. We've met some brilliant guys, we've seen some fantastic racing, but people, it pales into insignificance because it is 9:10. That means it's time to go dancing.
Okay, so after a whole day of extremely hard, stressful banging, bashing, welding, whatever else, the Ratty Bay window is about ready to be lowered down.
Go down, yeah.
And join us back after the break for more buses, bugs and buggering about.
Welcome back to Bug Jam.
Well, after the lovely weather yesterday, today is a little bit more typical British summertime. Now, they can't run the drag racing for safety reasons, but that doesn't dampen the Bug Jam spirit because there's loads of stuff elsewhere on site.
Still to come, we take a look at the different classes in the show and shine. We catch up with Terry Grant over in the live action arena. But first, let's pop and see Paul Medhurst over at the Rat Build and see how they're getting on.
I don't know much about this thing, but it looks to me like there's a bit of a mountain to climb still.
Well, mechanically we're all done. It's kind of sitting roughly where we wanted to sit, which is the important thing. Our company catchphrase at Type 2 Detectives is it's all about the stance, and I'm pretty happy, I must say. The stance is looking good. Today the interior motive guys are going to be putting the full interior in, all the trim work we've done overnight, and yeah, today we'll be putting all the units in, the open-eared units. It'll be like a Bentley in there by the end of the day.
And what does the battered sandpaper do?
It just takes any nibs or rough bits off that have been in the lacquer, so it just basically polishes the lacquer.
Some say he drinks petrol for breakfast, and some say that he once did a 3-mile burnout just to get a paper, but all we know is that he's called Terry Grant.
We've had great fun with you this morning, Tel. Why don't we go and check out the show and shine?
Great idea. I'm going to get my polish. See ya.
Tel! Tel! Terry! A walk around the show and shine reveals a really eclectic mix of machinery. Scruffy Ratlook cars sitting right next to immaculate Cowlook cars. And the nice thing is here, there's no snobbery, everyone mixes together. Since that first Bug Jam 23 years ago, buses have really risen in popularity, and when you sit inside this one, it's not hard to see why. As well as the joys of classic car ownership, you've got somewhere to have your tea, somewhere to catch a few Zeds, and I think I might do that right now.
In the VW scene, size really does matter. The smaller the window, the bigger the price. For example, here we have a split rear window Beetle, and over this side we have a slightly bigger window and a 1972 Beetle.
Now this guy is classic Cowlook. No window trim, no side trim, no bumpers, skin is at the front, fat is at the back, and a lovely pastel colour. And I think that this suggests that it's perhaps not standard under here. Now compare and contrast that with this, which is German look. Now German look is really a tip of the hat to the Beetle's older brother, the Porsche. You've got Porsche rims, Porsche brakes, carbon fibre bumper, full roll cage in the back. And if you have a little peek in here, you'll notice Porsche fan shroud and a few more horses than the factory intended.
And this is what we call a Ratlook car. Now there's a couple of things that sort of tell us that this is a Ratlook car. For example, the rusty faded paint, the rusty bumpers, accessories is quite a Ratlook thing, fog lights, junk on the roof racks. Also, most Ratlook vehicles are usually pretty damn low to the ground. And Ratlook doesn't just apply for Beetles. I mean, take a look at these two Beetles. Both extremely low, both extremely rusty, both Ratlook.
These days it's not just about Beetles and buses, all the modern water-cooled Volkswagens are welcome as well, like these lovely Golf. The weather is a Bug Jam, because as soon as the rain backs off a little bit, we get out these massive industrial dryers to suck up all the water off the track, just like a big Hoover. So give it like 10-15 minutes, I reckon we'll be all out again. The track's dried out, looks like we're all going to run today.
Yeah, hopefully run well again, yeah.
Feeling confident?
Hopefully.
And the car's running well. What do you think you might do today, mate? Do you think you might be the fastest guy here today?
I should be. If it leaves the line properly, I'm hoping for about a 9.3.
Every time we see you, mate, you've got a cup of tea in your hand.
Yeah.
Even before a race.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah, I only drink tea.
Yeah.
It's got a cup holder in here. It gets a bit scary at 100 mile an hour though.
But you've never spilt it yet?
No, not a drop, mate.
It seems a little bit windy at the moment. Yesterday we run 10.08, so...
Yeah, I saw that. That was quick.
Hopefully we're just looking for that last elusive little bit to get it into the 9s, really.
And how do you feel today?
Glad that I'm going to be out racing. I wasn't quite sure this morning because of the rain, but yeah, pleased and hoping to get a good time as well.
And meanwhile, back over at the bus build.
we're so close now. We've got to do something. We just need that final push and the show and shine. Get the thought of it going in the show and shine gives everyone that bit of adrenaline we need just to get the last few bits and bobs done. Front seats are going in. The interior's nearly there in the back. We're all pumped. So yeah, gonna go for it.
So with just a few minutes before registration for Show and Shine finishes, can the guys get it finished in time?
You see, have faith. I told you to get that track right out.
So the boys and girls of VW DRC come out to play, and Russ boiling the tyres. Could it be another hot 9-second pass? Off the line like a scolded cat. Poor old bloke in the Jetta didn't really stand a chance. An almost perfect reaction time. A 9.65, that's pretty good, particularly as the track's only just dried out. And here's Brian in the beautiful oval, 50 years old and quicker than a Ferrari. That's the car, not Brian. And he rolls through at a respectable 14, not his best time. There's still more to come from that car. And the crowd seem to love it. Now the dark side, what it may lack in glossy paint, it makes up for in hard launches. A full wheelie off the line. And a pair of 12s, two very quick cars there. And back over at the Rat Build, the guys have got a few seconds just to do those last final finishing touches.
Right, let's go show and shine.
Oh, that's the first time it's running, what, 20 years?
20 years.
20 years, yeah. It's, it's an amazing feat, yeah. Fair play to it. That is mint, isn't it?
It is.
Incredible. Incredible. It takes us 3 years to do a bus. And that's working hard. Fantastic. All done up to a very good standard. And in 2 days, wow.
Can't miss it. Loads of lovely details on it as well. Belongs to Simon Wells. Round of applause to Simon.
Oh, bless. And Simon even wins a Show and Shine award for his own Beetle. Couldn't have happened to a nicer bloke.
At last, the moment you've all been waiting for. Best of show. Hussein Omar's cabaret down there.
I'd actually bought a new house and remortgaged and put some money aside to do the house.
Yeah.
House isn't done.
Right.
So
you roll around in the most beautiful car.
I do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And how many hours do you think you've invested into it?
The car was built on Tuesday nights. There's a Tuesday night club where I live. Yeah. And we all get together on a Tuesday night, and the car's called the Kebab, because whoever's cars we're working on, we get the kebabs in.
Right.
And so 4 years of work doing that, and obviously there was a lot of other bits and pieces going on inside it as well. So the paint, the engine, just going down, getting the interior done. What was supposed to be a year off the road, turned into 4.
How long did it take? 4 years?
4 years. 4 years.
And if you don't mind me asking, how much money have you put into this car?
I stopped counting at 30 grand.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a box of receipts, and one day I may take that box and actually count.
When you're feeling brave?
Yeah, probably in my old age. Pipe and slippers, sitting there in front of the fire, reminiscing.
Paul, Simon, fantastic job. We're sitting here in the lap of luxury in a car that hadn't turned a wheel for 20 years. You've worked incredibly hard, you've done loads in 2 days. What's been the highs and the lows for you, Paul?
The highlight for me was probably lifting it off the axle stands and actually seeing how it sits, seeing it all come together. The interior going in was a massive, massive highlight for me.
What about you, Simon? You've worked, you've been a blur, mate, all weekend.
Yeah, no, it's been good. I've really enjoyed it. I suppose the highlight for me, obviously, seeing the interior in, and definitely when it came down last night was proper cool, you know.
That was my answer.
Well, you know, I'm lifting it again. But I mean, the wheels, the tap on the wheels is awesome as well.
It is. It does suit really nice.
Brilliant.
Well, that's it, guys. Bug Jam 23 has had it all. Rain, sun, partying, dancing, and of course, racing. I'm worn out, and now we've got this bus that's got a new lease of life after 2 decades. I'm going to have a kip. Until next year. Go on, Paul, drive us home.
I don't think much of the accommodation around here.
I tell you what, Tom, we've had a lot of fun in I'll stop that again. For a bit more money, you could have had a decent presenter.
Here it comes again. Oh!
Welcome back to Bug Jam.